Welcome to Improve Your English Writing video number 28. In this video we'll cover punctuation, specifically the period, which is what I'm calling rule number 1 for reference, and the exclamation mark, which is rule number 2. If you'd like to get notifications for this series, please click subscribe. If you like the video or think others will find it useful, please click like. And check out links to books and videos in the description, like a link to the companion reference. So let's get right into it. Period. Rule number 1. Use a period to end a statement or command. So examples of a statement are: the suspect has an alibi. So this is a simple sentence and it is a statement. Therefore we use a period at the end of the statement. Another example is another simple sentence: I do not drive above the speed limit. Once again, we have a simple sentence, which is a statement, so we use a period at the end. What about use a period, and also use a period after a grammatically incomplete statement that represents a complete statement. It is often a simple sentence, so what's in green is actually not in the book, so if you have the companion reference, I would actually encourage you to go maybe write this in the margin. But the incomplete or grammatically incomplete statement is often a simple sentence. And also, when you have this grammatically incomplete sentence, the missing grammatical elements are understood from the context. And if you're going to use grammatically incomplete sentences, you can use a grammatically incomplete statement which represents a grammatically complete statement. Use it sparingly and for effect in formal writing. In informal writing, you could probably get away with a lot more this type of writing, but in formal writing, this should be used sparingly and for effect. So what's some examples? What have I been talking about? Well, here's an example. Sandra lost her cell phone. Now, once again, this is actually a statement, which is a simple sentence. And then you say, no problem. Like this could stand for Sandra lost her cell phone. This was no problem. So, but this is understood. You just say no problem. This is an example of a grammatically incomplete statement, but since it represents one, we put a period after it. Another example is when the CEO decides it is final, period. So this is a grammatically incomplete statement, but it represents one, so we put a period after it. Once again, you don't want to be doing this type of writing, which you see in blue, and you don't want to do this in formal writing. In informal writing, it's probably okay, but use this sparingly for effect in formal writing. Continuing with the command portion of the period, example is please speak louder. It's a command. Usually in a command, the subject you is usually understood like you speak louder. That the subject or the missing you subject is understood. You also could say drive faster as a command. You put a period after it. And just a note that if you have please in a sentence, only separate please with a comma when it occurs at the end of a sentence. So, for example, please speak louder. So here, please occurs at the beginning of a sentence, so you do not use a period. Only use a period at the end of a sentence. So you could say drive faster, comma, please. That's how I would use it. So if please occurred in the middle of the sentence, you do not use commas. You only use a comma at the end of a sentence. Mainly, I think it's considered an afterthought in this case. This is the reason why I use a please. So now the exclamation mark, which is rule 2. Use an exclamation mark after a strong statement, command, interjection, or rhetorical question. Use exclamation marks sparingly. So some examples. Lives depend on this. We cannot make a mistake. You'd probably say this. We cannot make a mistake. it might be read like that. So you have to have a strong statement or command. Another example is a poisonous snake slithered behind a log. Be careful. Maybe there should be watch out instead of be careful. Be careful might be followed with a period. So you need a strong, after a strong introduction or statement or command, this is more of a command, this is a command right here, you'd use an exclamation mark. Now I can see shoot, because I don't want to put the real word. I might get flagged on YouTube, so won't use the real word. It's in the book though. Shoot, I forgot to pack any clothes. So this is a strong introduction. Actually, if you notice, I've been following a statement, command, interjection. The next will be a rhetorical question, but this is a strong introduction. Probably any four-letter word could be considered a strong introduction and use a exclamation point. The last example, who calls to say hello at 3:30 a.m.? So rhetorical question. There's actually a question. Who calls to say hello at 3:30? But you think you'd put a question mark here, but since this is a strong rhetorical question, who calls to say hello at 3:30 a.m.? Then since it's a strong rhetorical question, you can put a exclamation mark. So continuing the exclamation mark, but to justify an exclamation mark, there must be a significant amount of amazement, astonishment, disbelief, enthusiasm, skepticism, surprise, urgency, or another strong feeling. When the sentence does not have a strong feeling, use a period. In fact, the period's probably the best in any case. Like I said, you need to find I always say, find a reason to use an exclamation point. If not, use a period. And use a comma after a mild interjection. So just some examples. The garter snake, slithered behind a bush. Be careful. This was not a strong command, so we're just going to use a period. And shoot, I forgot to pack in my toothbrush. So since this is just a mild introduction, we would use a comma. So that's it for this video, or for rules number 1 and 2. If you want to get notifications for the series, please click subscribe. If you like the video, please hit like. Check out links to books and videos in the description. Thank you.